Our topic is malicious insider attacks, and my group member is Samra. What are malicious insider attacks? Basically, malicious insider attacks are attacks that originate from trusted individuals within the organization, such as employees or trustworthy contractors. Motives can include personal gain, revenge, or coercion by external actors. Okay. So, organizations need to implement strong detection and prevention techniques to avoid these malicious insider attacks. Current include rise of advanced threats involving insiders. Motivation behind insider threats can be financial gain, ideological beliefs, or blackmailing by external actors is also. Impact of insider threats. Devastating financial and operational impact, losses, theft of intellectual property, fraud, reputational damage leading to loss of business, security implications, especially in critical industries. Case studies related to malicious insider attacks that there was a case in May 2020 of a research scientist at Yahoo who allegedly stole information about the advertising property of about the advertising product of the company. The member downloaded a large amount of data to his personal devices. This shows the risk of insider threats who may have personal motives for harming the company. Next, Samra will present the detection.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So now let's identify the core problems associated with malicious insider attacks. So first we have to face the risk of malicious insider attacks, and these risks are from individuals who have legitimate access to the organization's sensitive information. Then we have complexity of detection and prevention. Insiders often have a deep understanding of organization security and system protocols that allow them to attack the system in our system basically. Then we have increasing frequency and severity of the incidents. As the organization become more reliant on our digital systems, the opportunities for insiders to cause significant harm have basically grown. And finally, we have impact on organizational security and confidentiality. A successful insider attack can undermine an organization's security framework, leading to loss of confidential information, basically. Then next, we have the detection methods. So next, let's explore various methods for detecting malicious insider attacks. First of all, we have a real-time monitoring. In next slide, real-time monitoring. The approach that it follows is basically it involves continuous monitoring of user activities as they occur, and it tracks details such as login times, locations, and access to. Next slide. Access to basically points to organizational networks. Techniques that it follow is it can basically quickly identify unusual activities that may indicate potential threats. Then we have log data processing and user profile classification in next slide. And in this slide, this method creates detailed user profiles by pre-processing organizational data. The data is then used to train multiple classifiers, basically, and this approach significantly improves the accuracy of detection by understanding what by understanding what constitutes normal behavior for each user. Then we have behavioral data aggregation. In behavioral data aggregation, this technique involves analyzing user behavior over time using multi-criteria aggregation, and it fusses data from various user activities to provide a comprehensive analysis. Then we have machine learning techniques. In this approach, machine learning models such as hidden Markov model are employed to detect the insider attacks based on user activity patterns. So then we have a modified k-nearest neighbors. In this approach, this method is enhances the traditional KNN algorithm by incorporating weighted factors, which help in more accurately detecting the insider attacks. By utilizing these advanced detections methods, organization can significantly boost their defense against insider threats and ensure a more secure and resilient environment. Then next we have the comparative analysis of these detection methods. So first we will compare the different detection methods based on the key factors like effectiveness, cost, maintenance, and adaptability, basically. So first we have effectiveness, in which real monitoring. This method is highly effective in early detection of unusual activities, but can sometimes generate false positive results. Then we have log data processing, user profile classification. This approach is effective with a high accuracy and like through high advanced classifiers. Then we have behavioral data aggregation. This technique excels at detecting subtle changes in behavior over time. Then we have machine learning techniques. Machine learning is very effective at identifying patterns and anomalies basically. Then we have modified k-nearest neighbors, and this method is simple and effective for detecting certain anomalies. Then next we have cost factor. This in this cost factor, real-time monitoring is of high cost due to significant resource demands. Then we have log data processing. It has a like moderate cost primarily due to data processing and classifier training requirements. Then we have behavioral data aggregation. The complexity and need for multi-criteria data fusion result in a high cost basically. Then we have machine learning technique. Training and maintaining machine learning models can be basically costly because there are different data sets. Then modified k-nearest neighbor. This method incurs moderate cost mainly for initial setup basically. Then we have next factor, maintenance. Real-time monitoring and anomaly detection. These systems require regular updates, so fine tuning is required. Then we have log data processing and user profile classification. This approach requires ongoing data updates. Then we have behavioral data aggregation. We have necessitates like regular maintenance. Then machine learning technique. These techniques need regular updates. And then we have modified k-nearest neighbors. It requires periodic updates. Then we have adaptability, where machine these solutions are highly adaptable. Behavioral data aggregations, we have adaptable changing behaviors in real-time monitoring, and normally these systems can adapt with the regular updates. Log data pre-processing and user profile classification. This method is adaptable with adapted data, training data, allowing it to be recognized new patterns. Then we have k-nearest neighbor. This approach is less adaptable. So this is all from my side. Now next, Kainat will discuss it further.
Now, in prevention methods, first of all, we have which is it grants users only the minimum level of access necessary for their job functions. It regularly review and update access rights. Next, we have multi-factor authentication, require multiple forms of verification for granting access to systems or data. Next, we have behavioral analytics and user activity monitoring. It uses AI and machine learning to detect unusual patterns in user behavior, monitor and log user activities, especially for critical. Next technique, we have data loss. It implements tools to prevent unauthorized data transfer or copy. The last technique we have in prevention method is regular security awareness. It educates employees about security policies, threats, and their response. Now we will compare these prevention methods one by one. First of all, we have effectiveness. Least privilege and multi-factor authentication are highly effective in preventing unauthorized access. DLP systems are effective for data protection but may impact effectiveness. Next factor, we have implementation complexity. Multi-factor authentication are relatively straightforward to implement, but regular training is simple but requires ongoing. Next, we have user impact. MFA and DLP may slightly inconvenience users. Behavioral analytics and activity monitoring have minimal user impact. Next factor is cost. Training and policy-based approaches like least privilege are generally less expensive. Advanced technological solutions like DLP tend to be more costly. Next factor is maintenance. Regular training and background checks require ongoing effort. Technological solutions need regular updates and tuning. These were the comparative analysis of prevention methods. Next, why insider threats are difficult to detect. These are difficult to detect due to the understanding of the internal systems, which can result in high financial losses and secure damage to the organization's reputation. Insiders' knowledge of security policies and procedures makes it easier for them to bypass defense. Now we have some tools uh, that is called technological solutions for these insider attacks. First of all, we have intrusion detection systems that monitor unusual activities with the network to identify potential threats. Next, we have attribute-based encryption secures sensitive data by restricting access based on specific attributes. And the last one is real-time monitoring tools. These tools continuously oversee activities, helping to detect and respond to threats promptly. Next, the summary is that insider threats pose significant risks to organizations requiring comprehensive security measures. Continuous monitoring and robust detection strategies are essential to identify and mitigate these threats. Employee awareness and training are critical components in preventing insider attacks. Future work may contain some of the most uh, focused future work on emerging threats and new attack vectors to stay ahead of insider threats, develop more sophisticated detection methods and prevention methods, using artificial intelligence and machine continuously enhance security protocols to adapt to evolving insider threat tactics and techniques. These are some references.